Okay, so that brings us to discuss the LAUSD's grab and go. I assume they'll be operating in the next semester?
Yes, they're going to be operating for as long as distance learning continues. What is currently kind of being worked out, and I'll have a new flyer once that's ready, is the start time, because district-wide school pretty much will start at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we want to make sure that it opens early enough so a family can visit their grab and go and get back home for school to start, especially for those families that don't have like childcare available. So I'll let you know if there are any changes to the start time, but right now they're currently open from 8 to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay. And is there any progress on Mr. Schmerelson's request for the city to reimburse for the adults that are being fed?
There is an update. I don't know if you all, well, maybe Carl saw it, but the district and our two largest labor partners sent a letter to the County Board of Supervisors last week, because essentially kind of the people that do the budget work at LAUSD have been meeting with FEMA to figure out how the district can get some money, because we recently surpassed the 50 million meal threshold. So that means that since we opened on the 18th of March, we've served over 50 million meals. And our folks at the grab and go centers do their best to kind of take note of how many of those meals are for kids and how many of those meals are for adults. And so it's estimated that just under 30% of those meals are going to adults. And while we want to feed everyone, it's not part of the quote unquote mandate of the district to also feed adults. So that's why Mr. Schmerelson felt strongly that the city should, chip into the school district, because we have a lot of other educational costs and cleaning costs that go into hopefully making our school safe for our teachers to return, and then one day safe for our kids to return. So basically, as you'll see in the letter, a lot of the kind of interactions with the county have not been as helpful as one would have hoped. I'll just leave it here for a second so you all can kind of read it. Where, as an example, we have these 60 plus grab and go centers across the city, and the district really wanted, the ability for people to sign up for CalFresh at the grab and go center. And the feedback from our county partners is that they just don't have the staff capacity right now to, be able to service all those centers. And I can understand that from one perspective, is that staff is extremely spread out right now, but it's just such a missed opportunity because it's clearly like a big need. So then as the letter goes on, in our discussions with FEMA, we've basically been told that kind of the county has to formally acknowledge the district as kind of one of these emergency meal operators. And the argument of Mr. Schmerelson and the superintendent is that we assume this opportunity, we assume this responsibility because we're serving the needs of our communities, and we've already been doing this work, so it doesn't take that much additional effort for the county to kind of acknowledge us, because the county and the city are able to receive these FEMA monies. So in terms of how, I guess, your neighborhood council can support, and is, maybe, expressing to your elected officials that you support this letter, and that you do think that the district should be reimbursed for its role in feeding adults and providing this critical service during this time. But that being said, we have really good relationships with both, with Supervisor Kuehl's office in particular, because we overlap with her the most. But we're really trying to kind of, bring the spotlight on this issue, because there are huge costs, obviously, to running this service across the city.